The next tutti plays happens at bar 38. Here we have the same theme that we heard in the opening. Now we also have in the strings, we have the ostinato 8 notes with some accents. The melody is in the low strings and low brass and the clarinets and bassons. In the arrangement, let's see what happens there. The 8 notes are now played by pairs of horns and trombones, and they take turns. I think this works. This could sound pretty good. A good alternative to that to the strings. Now I didn't give that to the saxophones because that would, in my view, could attract a bit too much attention to that sound, and I wanted this, the 8 notes to be not so obvious. So I think this could work with this solution. I did keep the same trumpet. I've adjusted that with the third trumpet to make a little less, make sure that the first trumpet doesn't play so many notes. So some of that is shared throughout this arrangement with because we have another part, another trumpet. So this makes a bit easier in some places on the player, which I will probably show later as a spot like this. But let's hear this section actually, how it sounds, how it turned out. So I'm gonna switch to the scroll view, and let's pick a place. One other thing I want to mention also, that I did add a few notes in the cluster here. I don't think we had that these few notes in the original, but for the most part I didn't actually invent any new music, any new material for this arranging, because the original version for the orchestra had enough material, and it's a concerto, so whatever material is there, it works. So it's just sometimes for effect I maybe I did move one octave above, one octave below, maybe I added a few clusters, some notes, but just to make the effect stronger in some spots. Maybe the piccolo, also more use of piccolo for more kind of bright sound. But other than that, everything else was just sort of arranging, I guess, as I already mentioned, the strings, and also one other concern was the balance. What I want to hear more in the in that whole texture, that a particular moment. It's kind of hard to tell just judging by the playing in finale with the note performer. It's a bit hard to judge the balance, but still it can give a little information on how this could possibly sound. So let's see. Let's play from, I guess I'd like to hear it right there from this new section. Okay, here it is. Right. Okay, so what we're hearing right now is just the brass section. Good. Now let's hear the whole thing without. I don't think we have the cimbalom here, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's hear the whole thing. Maybe we can see more instruments here. So okay, let's do it one more time. All right, very good. So. so that was that place. Okay, let's move on to the next section. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna this is at bar 69. All right, 69. Okay, now I think in this place, I think it's better to view it in page view. So what happens here is it's just like an effect while the soloist is playing. There is like a little, again, like a cluster on the top register. So I'm going to show you how this looks in the original version first. So let's find this 69. Okay, so what we have here is the harmonics on the strings, and it happens twice. Here and here, it's not the same. There's a little difference, but in the harmonics, but the same idea. All right, and now let's see arrangement. Okay, so I think what I thought of doing is using the glockenspiel and the bowed vibraphone. So I think this it could have a pretty good sound with two flutes. So let's hear just that without the solo part. We don't really need it right now, so I'm gonna mute it. Okay, very good. Okay. Yes, so this is just in place, I guess, of the harmonics. This could work. Okay, the next spot I'd like to see it happens right next to this section. Yeah, so in this place, the poco meno mosso. Okay, let's take a look at the original. So we had a dialogue between, I guess, between the viola and clarinet. So here it is. While the soloist is playing the accompaniment, a specific texture, the viola and the clarinet have a nice dialogue with the main theme here. So in the arrangement, I decided to give that viola part to the clarinet, and the clarinet part went into the horn 1 and 2, and I split that into 2. So one is holding the other. That creates also a nice pedaling sort of effect. I think that works. So this, in terms of orchestration, this is a pretty simple place. It only uses, I guess, 4 instruments. I think 4 instruments with the double bass, also as playing the low notes. So I think it will sound fine, because I guess I still want to keep the focus on the soloist in that spot. So let's hear how this section sounds. So why didn't I give viola part to the saxophone? Because I wanted a little more soft, reserved sound, the timbre. So I thought the saxophone would sound a little bit too distinct. So I thought clarinet and horn will blend a bit better, be a better match for that section. And don't worry about the saxophones. There is a lot of use of those later, and they're very effective in their own way. And I was interested also in seeing how this new sound of the saxophone entered this movement, because I think it does add up some new color in the climax section that happens, I guess, next. Good, but for now let's listen to 86, bar 88. Yes, bar 88 is poco meno mosso section without the soloists, the soloist. So okay, here we go. So sorry, please. Yes. So good. Alright, so let's move on to the next place.